Okay, thank you, Nani. You can start, please.
Yes. Okay. First of all, I should say that since the last 4 years, we at Elinga Teatro, we did not implement any project. So the main reason I am taking part in this workshop is to gain skills and to follow the best practices, if I can say, in terms of administration and financial management. But I can point out some of our weaknesses. And those are related to the, for instance, to reporting. You know, sometimes, let me see if I can explain this in English. Sometimes, may I say it in Portuguese and then you will translate, Emerson?
Yes, me or Rui can help us. It's okay. Pode dizer em português, Nani.
Sim. Eu estava a dizer que uma das grandes dificuldades que nós temos, não é? Tem que ver com a elaboração de relatórios financeiros, não é?
Ok.
E dentro da gestão financeira, o outro problema é alocar verbas, ter procedimentos para nós retirarmos fundos de determinados itens e passá-los para outros.
Ok.
Por vezes, também a outra dificuldade é também perceber o que é que realmente o doador pretende que nós reportemos.
Okay. So for everyone,
yes,
Nani said that the principal difficulty is it for manager the budget and how to doing a good manager of that budget, because they don't have a specific procedures for doing that. Is it that, Nani?
Yes, it is correct. Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but if you can't feel now that form, you can feel with the project you did on the past. So cannot depend specific the year you're doing on the past, 10-year past,
yes.
5-year past. Okay, you can fill it 1 and 2 example, and then you will send it for us. Is it okay? Okay.
I will do it.
Okay, because that same like as we said yesterday, our intention on that questionnaire, on that workshop, is it for know the problems of all of us
yes.
face it, and
yes.
we're going to study the problem, and we're going to have the resolution for that problem. For we discuss on the second workshop, and for we develop the materials for supports the website. It's okay. We're going to continue to discuss about many information we're going to collect of every country our participation on this project. It's okay. Thank you, Nani, for now. It's okay. Now let me ask for Namibia. So yesterday we're doing the presentation about who we are party, yes. And all of us doing the presentation. So on that workshop, you know, all of us, but One you don't know, it's Nani from Anacleta Pereira, Nani from Angola. Is it a new one? Everyone, you know, we were together on the workshop on Sound Connect. It's okay. So we discussed about that.
Yeah.
Is the questionnaire. So you can explain just one example. It's okay, one example of the project you managed concerning that question up on the table. It's okay, please.
So the example of a project we worked on is a social cafe event, which was really targeted towards bringing young creative entrepreneurs together to network connect, and also present and share their different products and services to a wider audience. And this event we obviously held here back at home. It was over a weekend, so it was essentially over 2 days as an implementation period. The budget we had put down was about 100,000 Namibian dollars, which is equivalent to 100,000 South African rands. Also through the SCF grant, so that would be our funder or donor. We also did have sponsors locally that came through to support, whether it's in kind through equipment and so forth and production, but also some monetary support as well. Some of the problems encountered, I would say, were, just basic sort of administrative challenges around strictly adhering to a project plan, some unforeseen circumstances like rain that come through and hindered the plans that we had and so forth. And also from a financial perspective was now ensuring that proper controls were in place to manage the finances, especially considering that the Namibian market in terms of the creative space is still very informal. So a lot of, basic things like proper invoices and, bank accounts and so forth aren't in place, especially those that work in the informal sector. So that was one of the challenges. And difficulties thereof. So the results, I say, were achieved quite well. If I were to give that a percentage, I would say about 80% were achieved, obviously with specific challenges. We could have done better in attracting a more wider, diverse crowd, as well as even different or diversifying the actual creative entrepreneurs that were there to present as well as exhibit their different products and services. So that's the example I'll give. MSN, do you then, I assume then you require for us to complete what I've shared in that questionnaire template you shared?
It's okay. So I will ask for everyone for continue fulfill the questionnaire, and for we discuss these comes. It's okay. Now I must to ask if everyone feel another example or have another example for show us. Okay.
Okay, so for this one, I chose another project that ran for 6 months. It was a much simpler project.
Yes.
On this one, it's called the Female Digital Training. So in the context of the COVID, we were trying to get female creatives to be able to articulate and present their businesses online better.
Yes.
And so it happened from September 2021 to March 2022. And it was a once-off budget of $5,000, which was funded by the Agriculture Fund. And because this project happened at the end of the year, which the 31st of December is our end of financial year. And we were trying to just ensure that all the projects are ended by the end of 31st December. So there was a lot of activities that were happening around the time. So the challenge that we faced was that we were supposed, according to the contractual agreement, we're supposed to co-fund the project with 20% of the entire budget, which was 1,000 euros. Sorry, it was 5,000 euros, not US dollars. Euros.
Okay.
And so we're supposed to co-fund with 20%, which was 1,000 euros. And we're supposed to present the whole $5,000 budget and expenditure report, and then get the 20% reimbursed. So we had challenges because at the end of the year, there's normally not extra funds to then co-fund a project. But at the beginning of the year, you have lots of other funds that are coming in, and you can get an advance from one project to the other. But at the end of the year, we had challenges. So we actually had to sit down with the facilitators to make them understand that this was the situation. And then we had to pay the 20% with the salaries of the facilitators. Yeah. And then so that when we are reimbursed, we would then pay back the facilitators after the end of the project when the 20% had been reimbursed. So that's what we had to do. Okay. And then also in terms of the whole matrix of the project and everything, we realized that there was too much. We actually realized that for a 6 months project, the things that we endeavored, so we'd promised to do, there was too many things for a small budget. And then there was a lot of stuff that needed to be done online. And then we hadn't thought through about the affordability of data. Now, because of COVID, the telecoms companies actually increased the price of data, and our participants couldn't afford to be online for so long. And also because everyone was now going online to work from online, connectivity was very bad. And so we also had those two challenges. But other than that, everything went on very well. I would say that we got to 90% of the deliverables, because there was only one activity that we didn't achieve, which was to publicize a manual of the training. What we did was we made the manual, and we were supposed to publicize it, to distribute it online, but we are yet to do that because the guys who are working on the animation and the pictures and the designs for the booklet are still working on that. So that was only what was outstanding. Otherwise, it's a recent project. Otherwise, that's how the project went.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Melody. I mean, on the session yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we must just discuss the problems, and then in front we will see about the solution, all of us. So I mean, the better thing we must do, all of us, is it fulfill that questionnaire better. We have a big support. So anyone must to talk about another experience. We can continue to fill I can see Tepiso, Tepiso right now. Tepiso, you want to talk about that experience, or is it the experience you took yesterday? It's another one.
No, it's a different one.
Different one.
But the challenge with the challenge with this one is that I don't think I know enough.
Yes.
To actually give a proper breakdown. I know enough to say something briefly, but not like in terms of like how much funding was received for the project.
Okay.
I don't know such details.
Okay, it's okay. It's not an obligation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can I go ahead, or can you Can we move over to someone else until?
Yes, you can continue doing your work. So
Okay.
let's see if everyone. So Malawi Crossroads. Is it the example for yesterday? I don't know if someone of Malawi Crossroads now. Okay. So can't see well here. Eugene, are you here?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Yes, are you here? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
There is your example.
Yeah. I'm yet to finish off filling that one in, just like Tippy, so I don't have a lot of details, because this one happened in 2019 at the beginning. So I think I'll have to get a bit more information before I can actually talk about it in detail.
Okay, it's okay. We will continue to discuss. Jenny, you have who have another example for explain?
Yeah. So right now, the reason Isaac is not with us is we received 60,000 pula, which is about $6,000.
It's okay.
Which is nothing. Like,
Sorry.
it's zero money to shoot a 13 episode series, and it's just not feasible. And it wasn't really an award. Like, Isaac competed for this competition with one of the cell phone companies and won. So they gave him 60,000 pula or $6,000 to shoot what was supposed to be 26 episodes. And I was at least able to talk them down to 13, but there's no way. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't work. So it's like right now, Isaac is working for free. I just hope he doesn't lose money on the project. But, it's that challenge of when the budget doesn't match what the client's expectations are, or your own expectations. So I think that's a big challenge that we currently have.
It's okay. It's okay, thank you. Let me search for another example and we pass for. Okay, let me search for. So Zambia Circus. Is it Charlotte of Zambia? Charlotte, are you there?
Oh, yes, sorry. Yes, I'm here.
It's okay.
Hi.
There is another, I see you have another example. I mean, yesterday you talked about one example. You want to talk about this example? The second example?
Yes. I mean, I don't, I think it was one of the projects that we did during the pandemic,
Okay.
which of course had like all kinds of problems because of the pandemic. So basically, I mean, those were the most important things that like, it really showed us that we needed to be flexible in how to implement projects and how to like find solutions and how to work with our staff, from home, which I think a lot of our work is, kind of with the creativity, and there's a lot of need for people to be together. Or it's not necessarily need, but things just go, the flow is just easier, I would say.
Okay.
So I think a big challenge with this project was the pandemic and how to restructure our activities and how to communicate this with the donor. I mean, I think in a way it was difficult to like also communicate even what you're planning to do, because you don't really know what's going to happen tomorrow neither. So you're like, okay, we made this plan, but we're actually not 100% sure that that's going to work, because who knows what's going to happen. But I think it showed us as well that like online tools were actually really feasible. And even though we're not that strong on that as an organization, we really enjoyed doing this online festival and creating a lot of beautiful content online, and finding creative solutions for projects we had, you know, planned differently. So I don't know if any of this is relevant to the other people in this workshop, but this was our experience with this project. So the administrative and financial difficulties were just that there was a lot of uncertainty and a lot of need for restructuring, but we were lucky to have flexible donors. I think that for most, at least our experience was that a lot of donors were understanding around the whole pandemic and the need for also reallocating funds to you know, other types of costs that came because of the pandemic, and the support for like your overheads and stuff like that. So so it was quite positive, the experience. There were challenges, but the outcome was positive.
So, okay, thank you. Anyone?
Yeah, just for the sake of contributing, I was just filling out our second example, which was the project that I mentioned earlier on. I just noticed that no one brought up some of the challenges that we faced on this particular one. So that was a project called DigiPoems, and again, it had participants from various countries from SADC, like Mozambique, Zambia, Zimbabwe itself, and a participant from the United Kingdom. So the major challenge with this one was the banking regulations and banking fees made it very difficult to pay out to external participants, since we were the fund manager. That's something that we ended up experiencing a lot of difficulties in the form of either exorbitant expenses or delays in payments, simply because we had been given the burden of facilitating all the payments to several countries, which you can imagine has got some really high overheads. But despite that, it still turned out to be a really successful project with a reach of over 10,000 people across SADC alone. So even though we had challenges in the form of people working together remotely, and all the issues to do with the financial regulations, the project was actually a resounding success. So I just thought I'd just add a success story in there.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So anyone comes with any examples of one financial report or one narrative report that's that we asked yesterday? One example of financial report or narrative report. If we can see on that example the difficulties you face it. Someone have?
Emerson, just to make sure I understand, so you're asking for an example of a narrative report or a financial report?
Exactly. Maybe narrative short.
Like to share an actual example.
Yes, narrative short, narrative, and financial maybe big one. It's okay. Any example you have, if you have, you can share it for you explain which difficulty you face. Everyone can see.
Yes. Yes, but can you zoom out a little bit, please? I think it's too small.
Let me open more than fun and small difficulty here.
It is
I think you might
okay.
want to enlarge it a little bit more. It's still very small.
Yeah,
It's better now?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so there is a, I don't know if it's a small or not, it's in a big example. It's okay. So there is example of financial report. I mean, everyone knows some example of this one. Maybe not not concretely one example which you have a lot of currency. It's okay. So I need to know, and I will send it. I need to know if everyone, because example same like this, it's same like the financial report we're going to fill on that present project. Is it of European Union? It's okay. I mean, it's familiar for many one, or for another one, another people know. It's okay. Here we have the first part. Is it a budget? It's okay. Melody, I remember yesterday when you was explain about the problem you faced. Are you here? Can you hear Melody? Hello, Melody. Hello. It's okay. I mean, yesterday when we was talk, Melody say they face some problems with one reporting different currency. We can see different currency on the same report. It's okay. We can see the first currency, it's euro. We can see every currency on final can report the euros. And we can see another table of US currency. You can see another currency ZARs and another. So now for everyone, I want to know if you know about that models of reports. Everyone knows. Anacleta?
Yes, more or less. Yeah.
You know about you have
more. I said more or less. Yes,
more or less.
I know it.
Okay.
Probably I don't have enough skills to feel it, but I know it.
It's okay. So Danny, you know that models of reports.
I'll stick with the former answer and say more or less. Yeah, I'm familiar with this. So yeah, I mean, right now what we use is more simpler than that. This is pretty advanced, but yeah.
It's okay. So who more? Tepiso, you know this model?
I do not. Sorry.
Please feel free to explain. I'd like to hear more.
Sorry?
Feel free to explain. I'm not too familiar with it. I'd like to hear some more.
It's okay. So I'm asking because today, on this first section, yesterday and today, is it for we know the problem people face it on managing the financial and narrative? Is that because I bring the model for I discover who knows or not, because on the another section and another days we continue to talk, we will develop the solution. Is that because I'm asking for each of you who knows about. It's okay. I'm going to explain how it's going on. It's okay. It's okay. Normally, here we have the budget on the first column. It's okay. It's the budget on the first column. Okay. And then here is it the units. So here's total of units. Here it's here, for example, on this column, is it costs incurred in medicals? It's okay. It's costs incurred in medicals, and then here, because that forms says that every cost accrued must have a total in the currency you were financed. It's okay. So here it's example with medicals on the same line. For example, a human resource. We can go in front and see same on the same line on the research. The research have the payment on medicals and will report on euro. And the same research have payment on the euro, because the financial currency is it euro. Here just we fill euro currency. And then, for example, let me see, on USD doesn't receive nothing, on ZAR, blah 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 blah. It's okay here. It's okay. Which currency? Here it's total. Total must report in the currency we were founded. It's okay. Here it's a total. Okay, for this financial report specifically is in a report of 2017, but on 2014 and 2016 we were finalized the first reports. And this report here we must accumulate the total of the year of the year you manage it, and here you have a full total. So here, for example, when you work on with a lot of currency, for example, a lot of currency, you must to feel, you must to know, you must to find the exchange rate. So you must to do the exchange rate per currency where that models we have a full currency for that. Here you must to calculate the exchange rate. I will send it for everyone on another stage, another step, how to do, how to calculate. It's okay. So normally we fill that financial report. Is it a resume of every currency we have? So we normally must work on I mean, all of you knows, we must work on one sheet with a full details. And that sheets we have a full details. We can explain reporting to lines of the reports of the budget. Sorry, it's okay. We must be doing the details here, and there's financial report for the filters of the total of this details. It's okay. I mean, there is a big budget. We can see for I can give an example for a small, that is of that was expenses of 600,000 euro. Now I'm going to show one example of 50,000. It is another example of a budget execution of 50,000 US. It's okay. Is it same budget, but it's simple comparing that we see. It's a simple in another model. That's I see it was of European Union founded. That is of mass. They founded by the US and another one. It's okay. You can see on the first column the budget. The first column, you can see the budget, and then here is it the periods, the monthly that the expense occurred, September of 2000 to February to 2001. It's okay. So now, is it a resume? It's okay. I have a details for another page. Is it a resume? For example, for line 4.3 on September 2000, the expense was 633.30, and on the same line on October, blah, 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 and we go, and here in the hand we have the expensive we accumulate on the last period, and now we have the percentage you execute. It's okay. So there is a simple example I give. So any question or analyze about the two example? It's okay. There is a details for the last budget execution I was showing. That's for $50,000. Is it a simple maps of details? I mean, every one of you knows the maps. It's okay. So that I'm going to ask, is it for everyone have a different relative types of models of financial reports? Can sending an example for we discuss the problems during the day, and then when we can continue to discuss for when we give the solution for this we give the solution for this problem we're talking about. We will need the different types of examples of financial management and narrative. It's okay. So can we doing a break for 5 minutes, please?